Hare Krishna. Go beyond excusing yourself and accusing yourself to your true self. Our mind often goes through various wasteful modes of thinking, and two of them are excusing ourselves and accusing ourselves. When we strive to do anything in life, anything constructive, anything worthwhile, we face challenges. We may not be able to do that thing. We may struggle and slip and fall. And this applies in challenging things in our professional life as well as challenging things in our spiritual life. And often we try to find excuses. Oh, because of this I couldn't do that. Because of that I couldn't do that. And we try to, and often we we become very creative, not in doing work, but creative in finding excuses for not doing the work, not doing what we should be doing. So we get consumed by the effort to excuse ourselves, and sometimes the mind may go to the other extreme. So, for example, that means we try to say that the blame is out there, and otherwise we go to the other extreme and we start blaming ourselves, start accusing ourselves. I am good for nothing. I am worthless. I am useless. I am hopeless. And this self-accusation can actually be emotionally damaging. It can create depression, it can cause inferiority complex, it can even trigger suicidal urges. So now this self-accusatory mode of living is actually mentally and emotionally unhealthy. And more importantly, it prevents us from doing what we can do. So in a sense, its effect is more or less similar to the attempt of excusing oneself. By excusing ourselves, we can't improve, and by accusing ourselves also, the result may well be that we don't improve, because by that self-accusation, by beating ourselves, we end up disheartened, and we lose our energy and enthusiasm to do things. So we need to go beyond accusing ourselves and excusing ourselves to our true selves. The Bhagavad Gita helps us understand that we are at our core souls. The soul is transcendental. Ihaivatayirjitah sargo yesham samye sthitam manah nirdosham hi samam brahma tasmad brahmanite sthitah. So Krishna says in 5.17 in the Bhagavad Gita that Ihaivatayir jitah sargo. Those people have actually conquered our material existence. Jitah sargo yesham samye sitam manaha. Those whose mind is situated in sameness. Tasmad Brahman nirdosham hisamam Brahma. They are flawless like Brahma. Tasmad Brahmanite stitaha. And thus we can understand that they are situated in Brahma. So when we understand our spiritual identity, we understand Aham Brahmasmi, I am the soul. When we understand that I am the soul, at that time we start focusing on our spiritual identity. And further, if we realize that all this whole mode of accusing and excusing, this is all a part of my conditioning, my psychophysical makeup, my psychophysical shell actually, but my essential spiritual core is inviolable. I am an eternal and pure soul, and I am a part of the supreme eternal and supremely pure person Krishna. Amaivaamsho Jivaloke. We are eternally Jivaloka Sanatana. We are eternally Krishna's parts. So when we understand this point, that we are actually eternal, then our focus shifts away from the conditional to that which is constitutional, to that which is eternal. So we start thinking, okay, whatever situation I am in, I am a servant of Krishna and I am meant to love and serve Krishna. So rather than being so self-obsessed in trying to prove that I'm not wrong, or to blame myself for being wrong, just let me focus on how can I serve Krishna. And if you focus on that, then we, with whatever capacity we have, even if it is limited, if we try to remember Krishna, if we try to serve Krishna, then we will start gaining higher spiritual satisfaction by that. And that will give us further realization and conviction of our true self. That we are beyond our conditionings. We are pure and transcendental. And as we keep practicing bhakti, we will realize and relish this truth more and more. So by refusing to be trapped by the mind's modes, mind's traps of excusing ourselves and accusing ourselves, we can move forward towards realizing and relishing our true self. Thank you. Hare Krishna.